So we're back at it, and today the focus is all on power. So if you've been following the project so far, you'll know that we kicked things off. We're taking this completely stock bike out the showroom and address the basic gains for a circuit. So we changed stuff like the gearing, the brake pads, and we put decent track spec tyres on it. After that, we changed our focus to the handling of the bike. So in order to get the best out of this package, we lost about 7-8 kg of weight from the machine. We also fitted it with better braking systems, but most importantly, we ended up with some track spec Öhlins suspension. And that really did transform the bike. That, along with stuff like this, the race spec GYTR seat unit. So we made loads of gains there. We got the bike handling how we wanted, but today it's all about trying to see how we can get the most out of this bike's engine. It's already powerful, but we can make it even more potent. So we've got a couple of great mods in stock for the bike today. The other big thing is we've got to change a circuit. So obviously this is not Cadwell Park, we're at Donington Park, and the reason for that is we're now at that part in the year where there are no more track days at Cadwell Park. But Donington is a beautiful alternative. It's fast, it's flowing, and it's ideal for experiencing everything that this bike has got to offer us. So that's all good. The great news is that Taz is back with me. So he's just cleaned up at BSB, he's won the championship, he's had a week off, and his prize for bagging the season was to come here and ride this bike with me. Unfortunately, the main star of the show, Chris Anderson, can't make it, but we're in good hands because McCam's Yamaha has sent Anthony, one of the other mechanics from the team, with us, and he's going to be the guy that's pimped this bike up and making sure we get the best experience from it. So I'm geared up, the bike's all set to go, but before we do, I just want to introduce you to Anthony. So Anthony, you're one of the technicians at McCam's Yamaha, and you've got some components here. What are we dealing with?
Basically, one of the restrictions with the intake is the snorkel, which has a section inside that has a flap and that restricts a bit of the flow, speeds it up for low RPM thing, but really on the track you want more open, which is one here that has been opened, all the stuff's been taken out to get more air in, and obviously more air, more fuel, more power.
So that's the first session done with the airbox mod completed. If I'm honest, it's hard to tell what gain it's actually brought to the bike, but I dare say it's got to have. You know, we are getting more air in, the engine's going to be able to do what it needs to do and deliver more potency. So that's that. But to help that motor breathe a lot better, we're now turning our attention to the exhaust side of the bike. So what we've got here is a full Akrapovic system. It's a piece of beauty. You're saving about, I don't know, 10, maybe 12 kg over the standard fitment. There's a lot of weight saved. We've got no cats or anything like that. So it's basically going to slot straight into place. That's what Anthony's busy away at now, taking the standard system off.
Hang on, don't bother. Someone f***ed up. Wrong size.
Fucking hell. Look at the size of it.
So the good news is the standard can and cat is off, and I'm telling you, it's a right whopper. I would hazard a guess this weighs about between 15 and 20 kg, and I swear I'm not exaggerating it. That is, wow, that's sturdy. The bad news is, for whatever reason, we've ended up with the wrong link pipe and can, which is a bit of a game changer, but we've had a good rummage around the van and we've actually found ourselves a full race system. So that's what's going on.
The Lambers will still control the ECU to allow it to run emission safe. Obviously, if you want performance, you're going to have to put deletes in and a power commander or a kit ECU.
And go down like the custom
mapping to then get the benefit of the more air, the more fuel, and obviously more horsepower.
But I mean, even just changing this, are we expecting to find any more brake horsepower?
I would say yes. You should see 2 to 3 horsepower just with doing the air filter and exhaust system. I
think I'm sad, you're sad, because that's it. we've built a beautiful thing here. I say we haven't even touched any, no, not at all, have we? You know, but the guys have built us a good bike. It's been a great project. I've learned a lot. You know, hopefully, you know, you've learned.
This is what made me win that British Superbike Championship this year, was riding this project. This is because of you, Bruce.
It's not all me. Like I said, you know, Chris did do a bit, and obviously Anthony today. But it's been a good experience for me. This kind of starting with a road bike. I'm used to riding road bikes, and you kind of ask those questions to yourself, like, oh, I wonder if I change the gearing, or I wonder if I change the brake pads, how much better could this be? Because I'm used to judging bikes literally as they come out of the factory on OE tyres quite often. And I'd say where we've got the bike now, it's a handy track day stroke club racing bike. You know, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's come on leaps and bounds since we first rode it. I remember being at Cadwell, one of the first thoughts for me was to take that seat off. It was quite slippery. For the road it's great, but for riding through a track, conditions like through Cadwell Park where it's really physical, you change the direction a lot. It's just little things like that that's improved the bike a lot with not a lot of cost, really.
I guess I'm going to ask the question. I mean, I know my answer straight away, but what has been your number one part of the development? You know, the part that we've changed that's made the biggest difference to the package?
I think for me, the riding position as a road bike, it's completely different from my race bike. I think we kind of had different ideas. You were coming, as you said before, coming from a road bike, riding those a lot, whereas I'm permanently riding my race bike. So when I wanted to change the rear sets and the seat and the riding position, that was instantly better for me. There's only so much you can do to a road bike before you're spending lots of money like my race bike. So those little things that weren't that much of a cost made a massive difference for me. And yeah, just the overall riding position today, we're putting that pipe on it. It changed the bike a lot for me. Throttle connection seemed a little bit better. We can still fine tune that a little bit more as well. And I love the R1 anyway. But when we took those mirrors off and stripped it down a little bit, it became even better.
Yeah, I think actually there are two standout parts to the development for me. The first is when we got rid of the ABS. I mean, it was proper terrifying when it at Cadwell Park. When you think back to it, kind of going into like Park Corner or whatever, and the track I seem to remember was a bit sketchy, a bit damp at times as well. And suddenly you're asking for brake, and then the computer says you're not having any brake. So I think the minute we got rid of that, you know, pied that off, not only did we save a load of weight, but we suddenly had that committed, predictable braking, you know, especially when we put the Brembo ZF4s in and up the ante there. And I think the other big thing for me was the gearing. You know, again, you know, we had this great engine that, you know, with the standard fitment gearing around, say, Cadwell Park, it was just, you're kind of getting up to like fourth gear or something like that, you know, and it just made things slower and harder to kind of extract the best out of the bike. So I think getting that zest to it, like it almost feels like everything we've done to this bike has made an improvement. But there are a couple of fundamentals that, as you've said, they didn't even cost a lot of money. Didn't take a lot of time to do, and
that's what I like about the whole thing. I know I've said it before, but you don't have to take your engine to an engine tuner and get 1 million horsepower, or you don't have to do these expensive things to make it a better bike. It's small things and that don't cost that much money really to improve the whole package.
So that's it, job done. We set off on a project months ago to take a showroom bike and make it suitable for the track. In fact, awesome on the track, and that's what we've created. We've thrown the kitchen sink at this in terms of parts, but not lots and lots of money. We've actually done it on a pretty concise budget, and I'm really impressed by the results. You know, if you follow the whole journey, you'll know that we didn't leave any stones unturned, and I'm really impressed with what we've achieved. I say that the real hard work has been done by the guys at McCamp's Yamaha, and thank you, big thank you to them, you know, and also to No Limits and Michelin, who provided us with a fantastic control tyre in the Cup 2. It's done a cracking job year long and allowed us to extract the best from this package. It's been a really enjoyable process. I hope you've enjoyed it too. More to the point, I hope you've managed to cite some products that you're going to fit on your bike. You know, we've covered a lot of different areas, and you might not want to put all the kind of parts that we fit to this bike on your machine, but I dare say one or two of them will really, really change the experience you've got for your bike, especially if you want to take it on track.